Alright, hello and welcome everyone again to TCR Gold Class. We're now in round 3 here in Japan. This is BLIN-MACHINE, and I am actually joined by Dougie Falcon today. Dougie, say hello to everyone.
Welcome to Japan. We're round 3 of the season. Last year, we had 2 rounds where they've been pretty exciting. Bahrain was very memorable race for us, and now we head, and China as well. And now we head to Japan. So we had 2 qualifying here, early days. As Harry the dog just retired from qualifying session early on, so there's going to start 16 grid. Well, 20 of them, should we say? We have a full grid, 20 drivers, and yeah, it's your first gig, well, second gig on TCR commentary. So welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first couple of rounds in all of the classes, in pretty much every single race, there's been safety cars, virtual safety cars, there's been crashes, there's been lots to watch. We're actually following Ricciardo on board right now, or not on board, but we're following around the track. He's a new driver. He's coming in for his first race in this league. So welcome, Ricardo. Doing pretty good so far with a 129.3 around here. That's a pretty good lap time. I'm sure that, you know, they're going to get improved. And as I say that, RC crosses the line with a 129.2.
Good time there. Early days at the moment, we're only 12 minutes in, so I expect like some of the drivers, for example, like KH should probably be going a bit faster than that. Won the first 2 races, so he's probably hot favourite to get pole position here in Japan. I was going to say, yeah, we're looking probably like in mid-28s, where there'll probably be good times in 28, maybe high 27.
Oh no, and Kurochin has a little moment over there, goes a little bit off track.
He does, he's still on the lap though, still going. Has a bit of traffic coming from the exit of Deca 2 in TCR Graka, and McLaren now, I believe, of Drake. Yes, he is. And he's got more cars. He's got like 3 or 4 cars there in the sector there. So it's a bit of a messy first run for KH. Still early days, 12 months ago.
Everybody is doing a pretty good job getting out of the way for him, so that's good to see. Everybody's racing around very cleanly and trying to give everyone a pretty good chance at qualifying here. I mean, this is a very technical track. I had the experience of that yesterday in Silver Class, and it's very hard to qualify around here. You do need a little bit of space. You do need, oh, and he's going into the pit, so he's pretty much gonna avoid that one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think just send a message out. Well, just back, just get in a fresh exhaust, go again and just try again another time. But moment 29.2 is the fastest time from RC7 and 9, who had his debut race in China and did alright there actually. But yeah, this track is quite technical. It's very typically centered around cornering mostly, so not necessarily straight line speed. So it's more about being able to nail the car and nail the sectors to be able to get the good time. And yeah, just that.
And what do you think about strategy? What do you think is going to be the best strategy to go on, or what do you think most people are going to choose to go on?
Probably just going to be one stop. It could be one stop, so been faster all game long. Probably soft medium is the play that people might choose from top 10 upwards. Soft medium. But when you're 11th down, you can play with the strategy. Some people might go medium soft, some people might go medium hard because of like tire wear. So it's up to them at the end of the day, but I feel like that is still probably the go-to strategy, soft medium if you're in the top 10, medium soft if you're 11th below. So the strategy's open to them. We've got 10 minutes to go. At the moment, 6 drivers are on the outlap now. C7, Ricky Ricardo, who's up to B2 at 20.93, which is a very respectable base time, anchor time. But everyone now is going to try and ramp it up and try and improve on their personal best session.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people on track right now. We're following around with Latoupe. He hasn't set any lap times yet, so Let's see what he's gonna do on his medium tires around here. But yeah, last night I definitely noticed a lot of people were going on the soft tire to start the race and then switching over to mediums. I think there were a couple of people that decided to do a medium start, but again, I think judging by the first 2 rounds here, there's a good chance that there could be a safety car, maybe even multiple like we saw. I think last night we had 3 of them in total. I just had a crazy race yesterday. I had a tire sensor pressure failure even though I didn't have a puncture, 5-second penalty, had a spin. Lots of fun stuff happening, so you never know what's gonna happen in this round, especially with gold class being a little bit tighter together, a little bit more competitive than silver. So I guess at this point everything is up for grabs.
Yes, it is. It's the time, because obviously the gap's closer. You're right. It will be a closer race. Be more opportunities for most of these drivers. As we were going on board at the top lap, I don't know if you were still watching it. Yeah, it was a very clean lap, very tidy, but it puts him up to P10 with that, with 30.1. So it wasn't as blistering as fast as we'd hoped to have it. As we have more drivers coming around, we know that RC7 is on a lap right now. Ricky is not on a lap anymore, but we've got 8 minutes left. See even moment. RC7 going down the hairpin, doing an okay time right now. Okay, first sector. It wasn't the fastest overall, but it is improving in the middle. So stay on board with him for a bit of jostling up positions in Spoon, so, but it is going out of the way of RT7. Gets a clean exit, coming in the exit of Spoon, and then goes up to the long run, coming up to 130. Still got more yellow flags. He goes purple in the middle sector, so he's fastest of anybody. M9 Racing goes fastest at 29.1 at the moment, so this looks like it's going to beat it.
Let's see if he can do it. It's coming around.
Crossed up on the bump. Doesn't take the narrow line, but 28.6.
Wow, that was very fast, very quick. Let's see who else do we have. Is Bucky on the flying lap right now? I think he might be. He does go purple to the middle sector by 16 thousandths of a second. And he's coming around now. He missed that bump a little bit better, opens his DRS, and he stays in third at 129.2.
Or we had a messy last sector there if he was up. Very messy first and last sector, but good middle sector. It's up to P3. Got Bricker Racer another lap. Not seen Kyojin yet, but he's still on that lap. Won the first 2 races, as mentioned earlier. Now going through a lap. It's got a little bit of traffic ahead with Toro Rosso. I believe Seagrist.
Oh, and he takes it a little bit off course there. Just the back stepped out on him just a little bit, and unfortunately he's gonna have to abandon this one. But we still got 6 minutes to go in qualifying, so lots of chances for people to go out again and set another lap.
Yep, definitely so. But Keichin goes second fastest at 29.0. With, as you mentioned, a great lap. There's another yellow flag there. This car's just slowing down fuel. So yeah, 5 minutes to go, and this is how it shapes. RC7's currently on pole position with a 28.6 from Keichin 29.0. M9 Racing in P3 in the first of the Alfa Romeos. In third with Bucky TV, P4 in the second Alfa Romeo, with Ricky Ricardo in the 5th place, who didn't really set a time. He was just really driving around, getting a feel for the car. Didn't really set a good time, but still in P5.
Let's see if we've got anybody getting ready for a flying lap here. I think TCR Grasa is going to be getting ready here. He's coming around the last chicane. He's getting ready for this little tricky corner and opens it up for the straight. Touches the grass a little bit on the exit there, but it shouldn't affect him too much as long as he held it.
Yeah, so he's starting a flying lap, so we can go. committed into the first corner. Second corner is a bit more tighter, so you take a little bit more of a line through there. Gets a bit compromised because he went a bit too deep into turn 3, and that kind of compromised his entire run coming up to turn 4 and 5, which made him just gets a bit crossed up. But he still gets a good exit to turn 6 at exit of Domino. The first sector doesn't really improve. Gets a green first sector though. Has a decent exit speed through the exit of Degnit. And coming up to the hairpin, misses the apex, goes very short shifts, tries to try and get good traction and try and go straight down to the run up to Spoon. Takes a wider line to get to the entry bar, to the exit point of to the entry point of Spoon. Not really going for it, I don't think, as much as he should have, but it's still very tidy. Coming up to the run up to 130R, he is slightly purple. He went purple by a few hundreds, but improving. And then coming to the last chicane, nails the apex, very tidy, very clean.
This could be a pretty good lap from him. And wow, he improves to 6th.
Yep, P6 and 29.4. But failed UX 28.7, so 10th off both runners in front row grid so far. Failed UX, yeah, 28.7. I think they're showing that wasn't as good as TCR Greco would have liked. It's a bit too conservative for his liking.
And we're following Trey Diggy around right now. I think he's on a quick lap here right now, on a hot lap, sorry. Let's follow him. Oh, and he just slides around there.
Yeah, touches the curb and shot down. So Coleman, so his time goes up to P5, 29.1. Dre got very crossed up by touching that curb on the inside. Now he's going to get like all held up in the second part of Dignant. No jokes, gets out of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's see who else is on the quick out lap right now as well. I think we've got Kyochin getting ready. M9H Racing also getting ready to go on another quick lap. We're getting into the last 2 minutes now of qualifying, so not too many chances left right now to qualify for those who want to improve their time. I think we're going to see a lot of people trying right now.
Yep. Definitely so. So going to be the best laps Chiefs here in Golden. Everyone's just bunching up in the last sector trying to create skips, create space for these last 1.5 minutes. So this is like a massive train right now with E-Rect, M9 Racing, trying to go for a lap. They're literally together as they start their laps.
Trey Diggy goes up to 3rd with a 128.885. I think Kyochin is starting up on his hot lap right now, but there's going to be a lot of people that just finished their hot laps, so he might encounter some traffic. Let's hope that everybody gets out of the way for him.
Yeah, Drago very crossed up in that millisecond. He didn't actually get crossed up in that. He might have won pole, but yeah, it was a very good end to the lap to Drake to get up to P4. And Kyochin now up to the exit done now. Had a very good first sector and doesn't go fastest in the first sector. It's going even faster than Kyochin. If he takes it mid, nails the apex, gets a good exit, keeps it clean and tidy, gets a good run coming to the run around the corner around 4th Spoon. Coming up to Spoon now. Gets a keeps it nice and tidy, has all the power that he needs. Gets a good run and you might get a nice tow from Dre. He's just up the road actually. Let's go for it. 28.6 is still the fastest time, so you want to improve that. M9 goes second fastest for the 28.6, almost getting pole. Can Kyochin respond to that? He does, a 28.4.
Wow, that's one hell of a time, 128.497.
That's a great time for 28.4. Can anyone else respond to that? It's looking like it's going to be RC7 as the only person to try and respond. seem like he's pushing. Yeah, he is. He gone to the pits, so he's going to have to settle for second place on the grid. So Kayachin putting in last do or die move for the gate pole position. And there you go.
Is Jones still on this flying lap? I think he might be.
Yes, he is. And he goes up to 7th. 7th for Jones. Dropping Latope and Bucky.
Very nice from him. Absolutely great to pull that out in the last couple of seconds of qualifying.
Yeah, we're just waiting for Flying Jippo and Kayachin.
Flying Jippo had a little spin on his last lap, so I don't think he's going to be posting a very quick lap here, unfortunately.
Iraq jumps up to P14 after a great final run there, 29.6 his time. But yeah, Kayachin nailing pole position for the Japanese class, and P7 on the front row, M9 Racing, P3 and Secrets in P4. BLIN-MACHINE up to P5 with that one lap he did a few minutes ago, so that's a solid lap. Dre in P6, Jones in P7 with that last minute lap. Latope in P8, Bucky in P9, Coleman rounding out top 10. And your first fresh tyres runners will be Ricky Ricardo on his debut race with Draco in P12, Corkart Race in P13, Erex in 14th, W 15th with Bam Bam 16th, Flying Jippo 17th, Red Wing 18th, Splues 19th, and Perry, who's the other new runner coming for returning, I believe he was here before, starting in 20th place. So he's got a bit of work to do, try and lug up the field, see what he can do during this race.
Yeah, so I think this is going to be another exciting race. Again, going through the grid, we've got Kayochin in first, RC7 in second, M9H in third, Seagrace in fourth, Failed UX in fifth, Dre Digga in sixth, Jones with a 128.9 in seventh, Latoop in eighth, Bucky in ninth, Coleman in 10th, Ricardo, the new driver just joining today, is in 11th, TCR Grazia in 12th, Procard in 13th, Rect in 14th, and W in 15th. Bam Bam in 16th, Flying Jippo in 17th, Red-Wing in 18th. So, gonna be pretty interesting race here. I'm hoping that we're gonna see the same sort of races that we've got for the first couple of rounds here in all of the other classes. What do you think here, Dougie?
Well, if the last two races have gone anything by, then you would say it would be Cajun's win. But you never know what the new drivers could do with Ricky Ricardo and Perry. They could probably, with those fresh tires, probably pull up a surprise here and there. So you might watch out for them for a little bit. Maybe Flying Jippo has been quite low-key fast, but hasn't had the strategy or the luck to get the positions that he needed, like China, for example, where he was second at one point and then dropped to 7th after his tires were dying. So he might pull up a few surprises and maybe even Failed UX. They were battling in China, and they had an intense battle going in the last few laps. So they could be the ones to watch for this race. But you never know. Anyone could pull up any surprises here in Japan. So there's that.
Yeah, and again, we are in Japan for round 3 of Gold Class TCR. We are just getting ready right now. Everybody's editing their strategies and everything they need for the race. So we're just getting ready for the formation lap. But yeah, as Dougie said, I mean, this is Japan. Anything can happen over here. The race can turn in a second, you can spin out, and tire wear is definitely a factor here. I remember that from yesterday, as well as tire temperatures. I was getting temperatures of above 104, above 105 for pretty much like 60-70% of the race here. And then I made the big mistake of keeping my same aero for the medium tires as you do for the softs. So I think that's going to be something that they can watch out for, just making sure that their aero is tuned accordingly to their tires at the moment. But we're following Kayochin around here just on the formation lap. We've got our C here in second place as well, so he can definitely be a contender for the win here today. I mean, technically anybody can. As we saw in qualifying, we had times that were very, very tight together.
Yeah, they were quite tight together. Yeah, they were quite tight together. As CKH going around, RC7 in second in the soft tires, M9 Racing also on the soft tires with Tigris, also on the soft tires. Got Virgil X, P5, Dre, P6, Jones, P7, P8, Lucky P10. Ricky Ricardo first to choose the medium tires, P11. Obviously, 11th down will get the fresh option of tires, choose whatever they like. So P11 for Ricky Ricardo, Gracker and P12 also on mediums. Burkout Racer in 13th, also on mediums. Erect, again on mediums. W, 15th, mediums. Bam Bam choosing to go hard tires for his strategy. 16th, Flying Jippo in 17th on mediums as well. Red Wing and Perry, both Red Bulls going for the mediums, while Mr. Clues in 19th, choosing to go softs, so he's trying to go for overtakes early on, try and move up the field as much as he can, while the others are thinking of the long game, trying to go for that soft stint in the end and try and make up those places. So, differing strategies as we head to the start of the race, and I'll leave it to you from here on out.
Alright, so we're just getting ready to reform on the grid here. We're getting ready for round 3 of TCR Gold Class here in Japan. This should be a really, really interesting race. We've had a couple of really exciting rounds so far in all of the classes. So we're now just waiting for everybody to reform. This is definitely not a very good camera shot, so I think I'm gonna stay on board, but let's go back a little bit so we can see what's going on at the start here. Let's stay on board with Failed UX for just the first couple of moments of the start here. We're getting ready now. We've got 2 lights, 3 lights, 5 lights on the board, and lights out, and we go racing in Japan for round 3 of Gold Class. Gonna switch the camera back again so we can see what's going on going into the first corner here. We've got M9 moving up a position. We've got Dre Diggy moving up a position as well over Bucky, but everybody seems to be pretty clean through the first couple of corners.
See that? Flying Jipper goes flying off into the gravel. He got bumped off by a few cars. There's another car in the wall. It's a Mercedes. Mr. Clues out of the race. He got bumped off as well by, I believe, one of the Red Bulls. I think it was Red Wing. Red Wing is now into the barriers as well. So carnage debris. A safety car is deployed. Safety car is deployed after the first few carnages going around through the S section. And my goodness, that was crazy. But yeah, craziness at the back there as we start the race. As Mr. Clues unfortunately retires after 4 corners at the Japanese Grand Prix.
Alright, and the main 4 people at the front have stayed the same as far as I can see here. Or as far as this stat is showing me at least. Dre Diggy has moved up a position to 5th place now, so pretty good start for him. Seems like Bucky has moved up a couple of positions as well, so pretty good start. Now, what do you think? Are they going to stay on the same tires? Is anybody going to risk any sort of strategy changes right now?
I wouldn't imagine the rear 11 except for Red Wing, obviously, because he hit the wall quite hard. Probably might need a wing change. So the soft tires might go for it, but I feel like they'll probably stay out. It's very early for the safety car to do anything really, but strategy's different. You can try and play with it.
Does it look like Dre Dig is missing the end plate of his front wing there?
He is, yes. He was the one that also was caught up in the carnage. He chooses to pit, I think, after what happened with him and his teammate. Him and a few other drivers. He probably bumped it. Start of the race. So
far he's the only one who has pitted, and let's see what sort of tires he's gonna go on. He's going on another setup. Oh no, is it gonna be a soft? I don't know, the game keeps on changing it around here.
He chooses soft tires, so he's sticking to soft strategy, which I think makes sense, because I don't think you'd want to do 27 laps in hard to be incredibly slow towards the end, and I don't think the mediums will last 27 laps either, so going for another set of softs and try and just make up the positions back again, and then try and keep with lead runners is probably the best strategy if you were going to pit again. But yeah, at the moment Keishin still leads from RC7 on M9 Racing P3. yeah, so the top 5 runners haven't really changed positions. Bucky went up 3 positions from after that, the start. We got Jones, another big winner. Perry was another big winner, moving up 5 positions after the crazy start. Dre was the unlucky bystander from all of this. Mr. Clues had a very awful start, losing only 1 position there as well. So, yeah, carnage at the start of the race, but it's all starting to spice up now. We have a safety car.
Yeah, and Dre Diggy ends up being actually the only person who went into the pits. So even Red Wing, it seems like he stayed out there. I'm not sure if he had any sort of damage.
I'm not sure if he had damage. I thought he did, because he went off into the gravel and into the barriers, so I assumed he just narrowly missed the barriers and he was actually okay. So very lucky stuff there for Red Wing. So he can't continue the race without pitting. So it didn't really affect his race so much because he's still 18th where he actually started. So early days yet.
Yeah, it seems like he's got his whole front wing there, so that's pretty lucky for him, as he said. I mean, it's pretty hard to stay out of the walls and out of the gravel around here if you just lose the car for pretty much a split second. So, I mean, props to everybody who has maintained their position or has gained position on the start here. As you said, very hectic start. We got through the first corner, or at least the main 10 people or so. The first 10 people got through the first corner, but then there was a little bit of carnage at the back.
Yes, there was a bit of carnage at the back, and this triggered the safety car. So, moment people just at the front, was pretty much just see what you could do. I think they could probably elongate this to the front. Try and go to like lap 11, maybe 12 on the soft tires, maybe go longer than that potentially. Just be an easier strategy than intended. These tires now can probably easily do soft mediums now, so they're okay. These, as long as they keep it clean from here on out, this probably could be your top 5. But anything can happen in Japan, so there's no guarantee of anything yet.
Absolutely. So we're just gonna keep tuned for this race and see what's gonna happen here. It's already been pretty exciting. We have a safety car in the first lap, and this is lap 3 of 27. We're currently under safety car. I think we're probably gonna be getting restarted here pretty soon. But if you're just getting tuned in, this is round 3 of TCR Gold Class in Japan. And yeah, so far it's already been pretty interesting, but hopefully more action to come soon.
And the safety car should come in this lap. Tends to be after 3 laps. So we might see. Yep, safety car is in this lap as race control is done. So Keichin is now effectively safety car. He backs up the field. He controls the pace from here on out and dictates when we restart this race.
Alright, let's stay on board here with RC and see if he's gonna be able to get a good run on Keichin here. We're gonna stay here to see, and we're getting restarted in Japan. Keichin is very careful on the restart. He gets a pretty good run. RC gets very close, but then has to sort of back up again a little bit. He's getting a really good run with Slipstream right now. No DRS, of course, because we're just getting restarted from safety car. He's going to try and go around the outside. Doesn't really go for it because that's a little bit aggressive. And we've got more crashes at the back. Flying Jippo.
Never mind. So, yeah, good start from IC7. He reacted perfectly to Keichin's restart, but couldn't really do anything about the defensive move that Keichin was doing. So, yeah, it's all neutralized at the start. Only a couple of positions have been changed. Bam Bam dropped a few positions, back down to 17th place. So Keichin still leads, but IC7 is still all over the back of him. It seems a lot more racy now. The safety car restart. As this field is now starting to gap each other now. Keichin goes right wide of the line. MC9 is still chasing him after safety car restart, but doing a solid job. Goes really wide in the exit. Spoon there might have copped a warning, but Keichin still leading the Grand Prix after the safety car restart.
Yeah, and back there in 6th and 7th, Bucky and Jones were having a little bit of a battle, and Jones had to take a little bit of a wide line. He's about 0.3 of a second. He's actually catching up really quick. Let's go over here and see if he's going to be able to catch up and move up into 6th position here. He's catching a really good line around on Bucky. No DRS just yet because we've only been, I think, what, 2 laps or 1 lap around after the safety car?
Yeah, only 1 lap around the safety car, and yes, no DRS, of course, for these early phases as well. Forgot to mention that. No DRS in the first 3 laps.
We've got Zegreis and M9. Oh, and they go off into the gravel. No, that's a big, big incident there. Let's see if we're gonna get another. And Dre Diggy retires, and oh my goodness. Oh, and they're rejoining right into the way of Red Wing there. That was pretty close.
Virtual safety cars been deployed. No idea what happened there. I didn't quite catch that, but both of them seemed to like probably went side by side and they touched the bank wheels.
Yeah, so they were going in side by side into the 2nd and the 3rd corner, and just as they were entering the 3rd corner, it looked like Zegreis got on the inside of M9 and they just had a little bit of an off there, but they just spun around from there and pretty much dropped to the back of the grid now. But in the meantime, we also had Trey Diggy crash into the wall and flying Jip over tire.
So yeah, both McLarens are out of the Grand Prix after just 5 laps of the Grand Prix, as we have a virtual safety car. As you race, it's a massive lead that the top 2 now have after 3rd and 4th crashed now at the back of the grid. Safety VSC has just ended, and we've got the Ferrari looking very racy of Jones now trying to go for a move on the inside. The last chicane hits the back of Bucky coming the exit of the chicane. DRS is now finally enabled, so this could be his chance to get past. Failed UX is going defensive, as well as the Alfa Romeo of Bucky. They can't really do anything about it at this moment in time. We've got yellow and but
we've got two pitting right now as well.
Yeah, that would be Lato pitting for a fresh set of tyres and a new front wing, so he probably was in the wars when all the carnage was ensuing in the first sector between the Alfa Romeo and Taurus and Segers.
We've got a yellow in first. It's Coleman. He's gone off at the 2nd corner, it looks like. Just after the 3rd corner through the S's there. Oh, and he drops all the way down to 16th place now.
Drops on 16th place, probably made an error. Probably touched that curb. The curbing is very dangerous here, and I think that's probably what's probably getting some of these drivers out. Early in the stint right now. Gage still leading 1.5 seconds and everything like that. So field is now starting to spread out after the VSC and safety cars. So yeah, carnage still ensuing after 6 laps of the race. So. And yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely exciting stuff here. I think M9 was trying to get a position. He actually does move up a position into 13th, overtakes Red Wing, and now Red Wing is being attacked as well by Zegreis, and they're still side by side. They're coming up to 130R, so this is, oh, and now Zegreis moves up a position up into 14th as well.
Up to 14th place now.
And now we've got Perry the dog. He's trying to get an attack put together on Erect. He's got the DRS, but Erect also has the DRS right now. They're coming into the first corner. This could be pretty dangerous. They keep it pretty clean, but Perry had to go wide, so he can't really attack into the next corner. And now we've got Procar joining into this battle as well as they go around into the S's. And now they touched a little bit of touching.
Still side by side. Perry does get the move done.
Oh, and they go off! They both go off! No! Everything happening here in this Grand Prix.
So Barry went wide because he naturally just was going to go for a wide line, touched the curb. I think he got bumped by Erect a little bit, and I think that sent them both flying. I think Erect giving him the position, thinking it was his fault, but they were both clean up to that point, so it's a really unfortunate racing incident just there, but still 17 cars are still running, even though we had like 7 cars crash.
Yeah, we actually had W had a little bit of an off there in the second in the second sector, so he's dropped a few positions down to 14th right now as well. But I think the closest gap that we've got right now is Bucky and Jones. They've pretty much been locked in together for most of the race here, and they're still going at it. Bucky is 0.49 of a second, 0.5 of a second behind now, so he does have the DRS, but he does need to close in that gap to be able to really put a proper attack on Jones.
Yeah, battles with P3 right now is kind of very important. I think they're gapping Ricky at the moment. Gap is 3.7 seconds at the moment, so Ricky's just driving on his own at the moment. Kind of in no man's land at the moment. With failed UX, Jones, Bucky, all like fighting out. All on suddenly age ties, of course, so they're all trying to go for the same strategy. Makes the end.
Yeah.
So.
Out of everybody that's running right now, actually, only Latoop has had his stop, so... oh no, and we have Coleman, I think, going off again. Yeah, Coleman has another spin.
Coleman spins again, coming in the exit of turn 3. Same corner, so he's having a lot of trouble with that corner. It's very race.
Yeah, and I'm looking at his on board right now. His rear tires are over 118 centigrade, so not ultimate for this race.
Not at the moment, no. But yeah, so looking at this right now, is Ricky Ricardo is actually the leading medium runner right now. It's only 3.7 seconds off, so he might come back towards the end of this race. Might steal a podium off the top 3 if they're fighting hard enough. As Jones now all over the back of failed UX in the exit of the chicane. Probably might get the move done in the DRS zone here into turn 1. Gets a good exit.
Has a little bit of a twitch at the exit of the first corner though, or onto the straight. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it does, but Van Derk's went defensive initially, but seemed to have gotten all the way enough of a gap for Jones not to look for a move. I paid the race, of course, but yeah, those two are in battle. Bam Bam now overtakes Pro Kart Racer for P8 on the hard tires, going for a very different strategy, a very interesting strategy for Bam Bam. Now Tyre is the only driver to do so, but seems to have okay pace with it.
Yeah, everybody seems to be doing okay right now on their current tires, but I think tire temperature is gonna start being in effect here. Oh, and as I say that, Jones has a little bit of a twitch coming out. I think onto the hairpin right now, and we have Coleman DNF'd. He retired.
Right. In the pit lane, so he's had enough of this race. Being spun twice, the same corner. That's unfortunate for him, so he's out of the race. We've got at the moment.
We've got Pro Kart chasing down Bam Bam, as well as M9 chasing down both of them behind them. We're gonna follow this battle around.
Yeah, Bam Bam overtook Pro Kart at the beginning of the last lap. Well, this lap actually. And now it's starting to pull away. Pro Kart Racer is not really fighting against these tires as much as he likes. As we got M9 Racing and Segrist in 9th and 10th trying to have a go and see if they can get to make up position after the messy start that they had in lap 3 or 4.
Bam Bam locks up into the last chicane, so that gives Pro Kart a really good run here. If he can really hold it coming around the last corner, I think he can go for a pretty good attack.
Segrist is an official pit stop, first one to actually pit. It's just a strategy as he pits full of medium tires. Tries goes for the undercut on these 3. Bam Bam goes wide again, as you mentioned, locking up in the last chicane. So he's starting to not like the grip of these tires as we head to lap 10 of the race. Pro Kart Racer now coming all over the back of him, as well as the Alfa Romeo of M9 Racing.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty good battle in this midfield here towards 7th, 8th, and 9th. So again, this could turn around with pit stops, with tire strategies, with everything going on, with all the safety cars we've had. I think we've had 2 so far, as well as a VSC.
Yep. 2 so far in first VSC.
And Perry the dog gets 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, I'm guessing for going wide and cutting some chicanes.
Yeah, probably going wide is food as well. But yeah, so Bam Bam gets a finish run. Pro Kart Racer gets a better run, but can he be able to make a move coming into DRS? I don't think he'll make a move with that DR. But
Jones is going into the pits right now. he was really close behind Failed UX. He was only I think 0.4 of a second behind him. So again, this could really turn around if he's able to put in like a really quick lap right now coming out of the pits. And we've also got M9H Racing also pitting. So they both currently drop down to 9th and 10th. Jones is coming out of the pits right now. Let's see where he's gonna end up. Red Wing is just about going around now, so he ends up in 10th right now after his pit stop.
Yeah, reacting to Seagrass's pit stop, he's gonna come out behind now. Yes, he does. He does come out behind. So the undercut worked out for Seagrass very well. Now Seagrass is now still ahead, maintaining the gap, I believe, from before they were pitted. But at the moment,
we've got Procard trying to chase down Bam Bam still. His time is varying between about 0.2 of a second behind to 0.5 of a second behind anywhere throughout the lap. So that probably means that they're having a little bit of a hard time managing their tires through certain sectors around. He does have a really good run on him right now. Coming on to the roundabout here, the corner where I lost it all yesterday with a nice little spin. And he does have a pretty good round.
Top 2 pits right now. As you mentioned, he does get a good run.
So that's gonna move Failed UX up into first, Bucky into second right now, and Ricardo up into third. He hasn't stopped yet either, so he's in a pretty good position as long as he puts in a couple of quick laps around right now. But Kyochin comes out of the pits right now in fifth, and Bam Bam is just coming around right now, so they're gonna add to this battle here. This is gonna be very interesting between Kyochin, Bam Bam, and Procard. Kyochin is actually behind all of them, in front of all of them, so he did have a pretty good pit stop.
Yeah, he came out ahead of them. RC7 pit at the same time, but comes up behind the pair. They're battling for 6th and 7th right at the moment. So he needs to get them out of the way as soon as possible, or else Kyochin will extend his gap. He's already had the gap was before, it was 3.1 seconds, so Spammer goes really wide and exit Degner 2. So this is going to hurt IC7 a lot if they start battling right now. It's off position, so it's all legitimate. So whatever moves they do is perfectly fine. So at the moment, Bam Bam still on those hard tires on lap 12 with Record Racer in P7. It's pretty much your closest battle right now.
Absolutely, and it's been a great battle to watch throughout the whole race. They've been pretty much back and forth at each other. Doesn't matter what happens, they're always locked in within about a second.
Yeah, RC7's not getting held up quite a lot as Failed UX pits from the lead. Bucky now inherits the lead. Ricardo's still going around with Gracker as well. Gracker also doing a solid job, mind you. Started 12th place.
And he actually pits right now as well.
Pits right now, so he's going hard tires. So he did not like those medium tires whatsoever. That's very interesting. Hard tires aren't really a strong tire here, so as Bam Bam is kind of proving, he's kind of struggling at the moment, and he's kind of holding up for Pro Racing. Pro Racing gives position to actually 7 and 9.
So yeah, so far it's been an absolutely crazy race. We're on lap 13 of 27 here in round 3 of TCR Gold Class. We currently have 16 runners out of the 20, so we've had a couple of incidents, people hitting the wall. We've had 2 safety cars and a VSC as well. Yeah, definitely very exciting. Everything's still to play for here. Currently we've got Bucky running around in first, but he still hasn't made a stop, so that's going to be very interesting to see what happens after that stop and how much time he's going to be able to gain in this open air right now. Ricardo running in second. He also hasn't made a stop yet either. Kyochin has made a stop, and he's 4.1 seconds behind the pair of those two in front. So he's on his medium tires. He ran those for I think about 11 laps, so he's gonna have a pretty good tire life left in them for the rest of the race. We've got RC, who's already made a stop in 4th right now, but he's being chased down by Bam Bam and Procard Racer. Those two have been locked in a lot of battling, and they're still going around here. Bucky has made his pit stop right now, and let's see where that's gonna put him right now. So that means Ricardo has got the lead of the race.
Yep. Ricardo leads the Japanese Grand Prix after going in Grand Prix. He was the leading mediums runner. So let's see how long. You'll probably be pitching around lap 17, 18 to sometimes the end. And yeah, so he's going to lead for a few more laps. Keiochin only 3.5 seconds on the road, but is catching. As you would expect. RC7 lost about a second and 1.3 seconds because of the Pro Car and Bam Bam little mini battle that was going on. So he's lost a bit of time there, which is kind of unfortunate for him. Because he needed that.
Bam Bam just went a little bit wide there, so I think they've got to get used to these new tires that they've just put on and put a little bit of temperature into them.
He does, yes. And, obviously, I don't know what Bam's strategy is going to be. I don't know when he's going to pit, because you'd think that Pro Car Racer would just instantly just undercut him because he's on the medium tires. Bam's going to have to go long. But it's kind of working out, but we don't know what Bam's going to pit. So it's going to be interesting as Jones is catching up to them. Rate or not, 1.6 seconds now on the gap, as well as Phil Duex is also catching him. Got the jump actually. I just realised Jones actually got the jump on Phil Duex, that 2-lap undercut. So Phil Duex actually lost out from P3 at the moment.
RC so just sets the fastest lap.
RC does set the fastest lap, so yeah, he's trying to catch back at Keiochin. Keiochin really pushing as much as they can up at the ERS. RC7 is using a lot of ERS trying to get that lap in. Trying to narrow the gap. Gap's 4 seconds. At the moment, starting to die down a little bit. Not real big battles at the moment. Just only the battle right now is for P10's Perry. The dog is not under pressure from Erect after they were battling for a long time. The two Haas cars fighting right now.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good run on Perry here. He is sticking behind him. And let's see if he's going to be able to close in the gap before they get onto the DRS straight before the finish. I think that's pretty much one of the best overtaking spots here, because as we've seen today, if you try to overtake into second or third corner there, you're most likely going to have some sort of incident unless you are extremely, extremely clean. And right now he's getting really, really close to Perry. He's actually going to try and overtake him here into the big swooping. Oh, and they touch a little bit, and he goes a little bit wide, but he's still keeping the position right now, still keeping in front of Erect. In the meantime, we've got Jones, who went around Pro Car. Oh, and we've got
the big crash.
Pro Car. Bucky is spinning
Bucky
around as well. Bucky has a 5-second penalty for corner cutting, but that's probably because of a spin. Meanwhile, he's being overtaken.
A huge crash. Safety car is deployed.
There we see Procard in the wall there. I'm gonna switch back a little bit so we can see him. Yeah, definitely big crash.
I just caught the end of that. The Procard was flying into my screen.
And we've got lots of people pitting. We've got Graca, M9, Perry, Latoop, Erect, W is pitting as well. The top 8 have not pitted, so we've still got Ricardo running around. I think he's probably really loving this right now, because this is going to save him so much time.
It will, yeah. He now lead. He effectively could be leading this Grand Prix. So Ricardo didn't pit. He was going to pit probably the next lap, but now he's got himself a free pit stop. Keiochin up into second place, RC7 and P3, Bam Bam P4. Also loving this as well. Another person that probably might be lucky into the safety car as well. Jones, P5, LGX P6. But that crash was pretty big. I think it was Bucky that was trying to go for a move. I believe they were close together. I think they were trying to go for a move. And I don't know what happened at the end of that, but I just saw this car went flying. Actually, after that, I was pretty much paying attention to the Perry battle before the safety car, and I didn't really catch that.
Yeah, so let's see if Ricardo's going to take this lap to pit, or if he's going to wait for another one and then have an amazing lifetime. No, he's actually going to go into the pits right now. So
Keiochin doesn't pit. That's interesting. Keiochin choosing not to pit. RC7 also choosing not to pit.
Bam Bam pits.
Bam Bam and Ricardo obviously pit. Failed UX, doesn't pit. So this is interesting. So they chose not to pit. That's actually very interesting.
What a race it's been so far. I mean, this is very, very exciting. So much happening, crashes, and this is our third safety car now.
Yeah. Second safety car, actually. Second safety car, one BSC. And yeah, third crash today. Third safety car, 10 laps to go. KHN now leads from RC7. Jones in P3, Failed UX P4, Ricky Ricardo, Bucky in P5, and Ricky Ricardo in P6. Bam Bam in P7, so the fresh soft runners now, they have the upper hand now, probably to get on podium here in these last 10 laps, well, 7 laps when the safety car comes in. So, question now is, can Ricky, Bam Bam, Segrist, and anyone else in the softs try and get back up and get some decent points here? So, this is going to be a really interesting race. Very interesting race indeed.
Absolutely, I think Ricardo is going to have a pretty good chance if he's able to get a good restart on those soft tires together with Bam Bam and Erect. Those three are going to have a pretty good run here, we hope at least to see. So that's going to be a few people there to follow. Zegrease might get into the battle, as you said as well. So yeah, tire strategy is going to play a lot here, but is anybody else going to pit here? Because, I mean, we're probably going to go around for another lap on their safety car, so if you pit right now, you get an extra lap of tire life into your softs, and that could be pretty decisive, because the softs here, they only really last for about 9-8 laps, to say, in terms of, like, really optimal performance, and then after that they just start dropping off. But he's gonna stay out as well as RC stays out, but Jones is now gonna pit as well.
Jones is deciding to pit. This is kind of a late call, so he's deciding to go for risking it, going for fresh tires. He'll be back in the grid.
He's also changing his front wing.
Yeah, I think he probably got hit, hit someone under the safety car. Nothing came up about him hitting anyone, so he probably was just bunching up and just accidentally hit someone. Time he was with Ricky Ricardo, I believe, in P6. So he's now dropped all the way down to 14th. Now he has all the work to do now. Can he do anything about that? As Perry gets a 3-second time penalty for possible warnings.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
So that's gonna play a little bit at the end here. Actually, I'm gonna take this opportunity here to take a look at who do we have in terms of penalties. So we have a 5-second penalty for Dre, Flying Jippo. Those are both out of the race as far as I remember. Bam Bam and Perry have a 5-second penalty each for severe collisions. I'm not sure if they've been able to serve those in the pits.
They would have served those.
Alright, and then we've got a 3-second for Perry, a 3-second for W, a 3-second for Erect, a 5-second time penalty for Procar, but he probably would have served that as well.
Red Ring retires in the pit lane, so he's had enough for today.
And Perry just got another 3-second just a few moments ago, so that probably puts him, if I'm not mistaken, at around 9 seconds of penalties.
Yep. So he needs to start getting pushing if he wants to get any decent points. Well, currently 13th in the race. Jones 14th after pitting. Safety car again after, I think causing collision somewhere. At the moment, safety car will come out next lap. The soft runners are kind of in a decent position right now, you would think. You got Ricky Ricardo, Bam Bam, liking their chances for a decent podium, if not maybe a win if they've got the pace. So they are probably the one to watch, but who's your bet for the win?
I mean, it's really interesting right now, but I really like the underdogs in any situation. I always root for the underdog, so I'm gonna go with Ricardo here because he's played the strategy and all these safety cars to his advantage, and we're going restart here around Japan for round 3, TCR Gold Class. We've had so much going on here. We've got 8 more laps to go. People on different tires right now, so let's see what's going to happen here. We've got Failed UX, who's trying to close in on RC right now. RC is in second, trying to close in on Kyochin. They're all going to be very, very close. Kyochin rides a little bit wide through the S's, so as long as RC can stay behind him, he can probably close in a little bit. Oh, and as I go back here, we've got Ricardo, who's closing in on Bucky as well. Bucky is currently in 4th, Ricardo in 5th, Bam Bam in 6th. He's dropping back a little bit. He's 0.8 of a second behind the first 5. But Ricardo is staying really, really close to everyone. Bucky's 0.4 of a second behind UX as well.
Yeah, I was actually surprised to see Ricardo coming in this lap, but I thought it was coming next up. So, yeah, good restart application actually, despite its he got a decent restart. Top 4 got good restarts. Ricardo got a very poor restart, but is now starting to come back. He's absolutely flying. He got back 7 tenths in the sector alone. And Bucky is now only 2 tenths off him, so he probably could be getting past him once DRS is enabled. He's absolutely flying. So is Bam Bam at the moment. Bam Bam is now starting to come up.
We've got Seagrease dropping back a couple of positions here. W and Jones have overtaken him. I'm not sure if he had a little bit of a mistake. It looks like somebody at the back there, M9, also had a little bit of a moment.
Yeah, they pitted. Let's open. M9 pitted. It's like a restart. I don't know why. I mean, contact Cation still leads. Sets the fastest lap 31.5. It's got a 1.1 second now.
We've got Perry attacking on Graka right now, coming into the first corner. Let's hope they can keep it clean. Graka goes around the outside, or
Graka goes deep. Graka goes very deep.
And Perry gets the position into 8th place right now, but with all the penalties he's got hanging over him, I don't know if that's gonna be enough. He's gonna have to really pull out right now.
Yeah, probably, yes, but yeah, but Ricardo is gonna catch Bucky quite easily. It's now whether or not he can be able to catch RC7 or FLUX for a podium here. So
I think he's just playing it smart right now, just staying behind him.
Yeah, right, and at the moment, 2 runners are starting to be on their own at the moment. They're starting to pull away as well, as the gap is now 0.1 seconds in lead. Kenshin trying to pull up a gap as much as he can with 7 laps to go. Yeah, Japan. As Ricky Ricardo does get past, actually, does get past inside the spoon. Now he's up into P4, so he's got 1.4 second gap now to the 2 runners now. So he's, especially if he wants to get a podium, as Bucky's now dropped down to P5. Wondering if he was his mistake, but then he was in that collision, of course, so he's just trying to hold on at the end of it.
But he's also got Bam Bam closing in on him really, really fast. Again, because of that tire difference, Bam Bam sort of has an advantage.
Yeah, he does. DRS is now enabled, of course, for lap 21 in the race. Gap's down 8 tenths, so Kyochin must have lost a lot of time, because Gap was 1.3 seconds before. Now he's lost a lot of time in the last sector, now Gap's on 7 tenths, so it's not over yet. Ricardo is there, and you can see a podium. As Perry the Dog gets past Erect for P7, Erect now drop down to P8 for those results. Right, go back to the yellow flag.
With yellow flag in Sector 1, I think that might be for M9 here. He's being a little bit slow coming around, or it could have been Latouf who might have had a little bit of a moment.
Well, Latouf set the fastest lap, so I don't think it was him. So, I have no idea what the yellow flag was for.
Meanwhile, Ricardo is closing in the gap. He's now down to 1.3 seconds. But does he have enough time, do you think? He's got 6 more laps to go?
He's got time. It's whether or not he's got the pace to get within 6 laps. He has the time, though. Definitely does. Bucky now has to defend for all his life on 5 different soft runners, being Bam Bam, Perry, Erect, Jones, Segrist, all close together. Bam Bam now under pressure, under threat from Perry, who is flying, but Bam Bam has immense straight line speed. Just cruising up the back of the Alfa Romeo there. Bucky actually gets a good run coming into 130R as well, so he might have a go on thing as Bucky sets his 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, and Jones is really, really close to Erect as well. They're pretty much touching coming onto the final straight here. Jones is probably going to have DRS on him as well. Let's see how this is going to turn out here. They're coming into the first corner. This is going to be really tight. And wow, Jones really saves it at the end there, but he's got the run on the inside. They almost touch. And he moves up the position into 8th. Oh my god, Erect almost spun around there. He touched the curb and they almost touched, so that could have been pretty dangerous. But now Jones is up into 8th, and he still got a little bit of time to catch up to the front there. We've got Perry and Bam Bam in front of him. They're fighting between themselves, and they've also got Bucky and Ricardo in front of them, so lots still going on here in the closing laps.
Still going on, and yeah, Perry now stole the back of Bam Bam, as I think you mentioned there, and now Jones, with that great move around the outside to 3 now, has that breathing space. Now he can try and push the gap to get to Perry. He's on the freshest tyres of the all after that safety car, after the safety car issue that he had with his front wing. On 4-lap old soft tyres, so he is going to be flying it as well. Perry all over the back of Bam Bam. Bam Bam can't really catch to Bucky at the moment. Bucky doing enough at the moment on those medium tyres. Ricky can't really catch to Failed UX, and the gap in the top 2 is still within DRS range, so again, the race is still not over. There's RC7 trying everything he can to be able to get that position of Gage and take the lead of the race.
Yeah, Kyochin pulling it out again. I mean, he's been just on fire here. Do you think that would or should justify him being promoted into Platinum? Do you think 3 wins in a row in the first 3 races should be enough?
I don't know. Maybe. You'd think that. You would think that. But yeah, he's done a great job. But it's a big spin. Bucky hits the wall. He's out of the Grand Prix.
No! That was a big incident.
Spins. Bucky spins after touching that curb, and he's lost so many positions. There's Bam Bam now, up to P5, but now lost a lot of time. I think that crash almost caught Perry out a little bit, as Bucky unluckily touches that curb on the exit of turn 4 and is now out of the race. Now we've got a battle for P5 now for Bam Bam and Perry.
And RC is actually closing the gap on Kyochin. He at a second there, he was 0.4 of a second behind, so yeah, maybe something going on here at the end, maybe some excitement for the lead of the race. That could really come in handy.
Maybe top 4 and still covered within 3 seconds of each other. Ricky's still not out of this side of a P3. He's only he's just within DRS zone. Okay, RC7 definitely is in DRS zone as we head to the last chicane. As we head to lap 24 of the Japanese Grand Prix with 3 laps to go, as RC7 hits the grass and loses all of his time. I'm not sure if that was part of the plan, but definitely wasn't needed, so definitely touched the grass and almost lost all of his time, but luckily DRS saved him there. And
in the meantime, that has let Ricardo close in the gap as well. He's now down to just 1.1 seconds, but only 3 laps to go, so he really needs to step it up right now.
Yeah, he does. Failed UX still thereabouts. Ricardo is now within DRS. Bucky retires from the race after having an unfortunate spin in the lap before, as Jones almost goes really wide, almost loses it and goes into the barriers there, as he is pushing for his moment to get 2 positions, with Bam Bam now starting to call the top winning train with those 3 cars. Segrist in P8, Erect down to P9 after losing that position to Segrist just a moment ago. But yeah, the gaps are now more or less the same distance, but they all have DRS top 4, so any one of them could be getting a podium. Well, top 3 are definitely getting a podium, but it's whether or not Ricardo can steal a podium from these 3.
Yeah, and he's actually down to less than a second now, so that means he's gonna have DRS coming around here on Failed UX. Now he's above a second, just above, so he needs to just close that in a little bit. Let's see if it's gonna be enough. No, he drops back to 1.2 seconds behind, so no DRS on this lap, but if he can close that gap, I mean, he's still got a little bit of a chance here.
He does, but at the moment, the closing speed at the moment from RC7, he's now within 2/10, so Kyochin under pressure. The first time we've seen him under pressure for a little while. He was in Bahrain probably when he was fighting with a former Renault driver. So he's kind of used to Renault drivers.
I think Perry had a little bit of a moment there in turn 1 because we had yellow flags and I saw him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, we did. I don't know what happened to Perry there.
But RC is so close right now. He's just 2.2 of a second behind.
Yeah. is coming very close now. RC7 doing everything he can. He's been quite quick. He's not like been pulling out the stocks, but at the moment he's pulling out all the stocks, trying to get this win, trying to get the win. At the moment, he's within touching distance of it. So is Failed UX actually. Failed UX is still holding on to the pair of them actually. And Ricardo is starting to drop back a little bit. Tyler's now starting to die off a little bit now. With 2 laps to go coming into and including this one. Keiichin still going defensive. RC7 still got a bit of ERS to be able to manage it. And Keiichin does not have enough ERS, so he's going to be under pressure here coming into the last chicane. I think this might be the move done if he's got the good run, which he does.
Let's watch on board here. He is following really closely. He's using all of his ERS here. He's coming. He's going to go around the outside. Let's see if that's going to work. They touch. RC goes a little bit wide. He's going to try and come back at Keiichin here, but Keiichin keeps on the line, and wow, that was very close. A little bit of a touch.
Keiichin doing very ultra defensive with 2 laps to go. So he's struggling with his ERS management as RC7 is doing everything he can with his ERS management to get the lead. Gap's now within 3/10 and still closing. RC7 doing everything he can, trying to get that move done. So is Keiichin trying to be ultra defensive, and this is bringing Ricky into play quite nicely now for getting that position on P3 of Failed UX potentially.
Absolutely. I mean, still possibly everything to play here on the last lap. We're just coming around now. And yeah, I mean, everything that we could possibly imagine so far has happened already in this race. We've had incidents. We are running with 13 runners out of the 20 that we started with, so some DNFs. Latoub just gets another 3-second time penalty as well. RC has dropped back quite significantly. He's 0.9 of a second behind now, but in the meantime, Failed UX is 0.2 of a second behind him, and
yeah.
They're coming really close, and now Ricardo is going to be in the fight as well, just 0.3 of a second behind Failed UX.
Ricardo had a fantastic run. Failed UX had to cross up with the bump. This is going to be his moment for a podium here. As he goes down the inside into turn 1, Failed UX just about holds on to P3 as Keiichin makes a big small error in the exit of turn 2, and now the gap is now top 4 covered within less than a second. 8/10 actually. It's very close right now.
This is absolutely mad.
4 cars battling for the lead as they're on free, as Keiichin still holding on to the lead as we head to the exit on the curve. 2 Renaults there line astern coming into Toast Techno at the moment. But yeah, it's all kicking off right now, as we saw earlier Jones making a collision there with, I believe, Bam Bam for P5. So
Bam Bam just got a 3-second penalty as well.
Yes, and RC7 got a great exit from the exit of the hairpin there, and he's now complying on the pressure as Failed to exit an awful exit, but Ricky Ricardo can't really do anything about it. I think his ERS is now starting to go as much as they can, so coming to the exit of Spoon now, as they all seem to have very good exits. Yeah.
And we're coming around to the end of the last lap here. The top 4, the top 3 are fighting. They're really close. They're within about half a second of each other. They're going to go into the last corner here. Let's see if anybody's going to go for a dive. RC, no, Failed UX stays behind as well. So I think this is what we're going to finish with. Keiichin finishes the race in first, wins another race here, 3 for 3. Failed UX actually gets second, so I'm guessing RC had a penalty of some sorts. Ricardo, in his very first race in this league, gets a podium, 3rd place. RC ends up in 4th. We've got Zegris, who ends up in 5th, Bam Bam in 6th, Jones in 7th, Erect in 8th, Perry finishes in 9th, TCR Graka finishes in 10th for the last point in this race. Wow, what a race it has been here. This has been absolutely crazy.
3 crazy races in 3 races. Besides China on the right lead, it's been crazy in Golden at the moment, hasn't it? But Keiichin just takes the win, 3 from 3 as you mentioned, getting definitely platinum status confirmed, if you ask me. And yeah, definitely going to be first to a record.
Wow, I mean, congratulations to the podium finishers. Congratulations to Ricardo getting a podium on his very first race. That was very, very exciting to watch. Definitely a little bit unexpected, but he played the safety cars and the strategy all the way to his advantage. So that was absolutely great. But yeah, as you said, Kyojin, 3 for 3. Platinum status definitely confirmed. Fail UX manages to get second place after RC7 gets a 3-second penalty. Ricardo in third again. Seagrease in fifth. Bam Bam in sixth. Jones in seventh. Bam Bam had a 3-second penalty as well. Erect in eighth. Perry finishes in ninth even after all of his penalties. He had a total of 9 seconds. TCR Graka, or sorry, 6 seconds. TCR Graka finishes in 10th for the last point. W in 11th. M9 in 12th, and Latup was our last finisher in 13th place. So we had a total of 7 DNFs, some of them actual DNFs, and I think about 3 people who just decided to retire after a little bit of a hectic race, or too much of a hectic race here. But wow, I mean, I am completely speechless after that one.
Yeah, it's a crazy race after that. We need to get the top 3 up here for a podium interview in a second, but yeah, congratulations to Kato, 3 out of 3 as well, starting pole. Led the race controlled until the last safety car. He was a bit under pressure from RT7, trying to get that move done in the last lap, but unfortunately the penalties played just to that. Failed UX getting that P2 and Ricardo getting his debut race on the podium. So we need to talk to those top 3 drivers and see what they say.
Alright, yeah. Let's get those guys in. Are you sending out the invite?
Yeah, I will be.
Wow, so again, that was a crazy exciting race. We had, I'm pretty sure we had a total of 3 safety cars in the VSC. But we had some people who played all of that to their advantage, like Ricardo.
Yeah, we had Ricardo playing to advantage. We had lots of instances.
Absolutely, and failed UX getting that podium after RC gets a penalty, so definitely gonna be interesting to see what he thinks after that race and how he feels it all went for him. He definitely had a pretty good chance at winning towards the end there, but as we saw, he just couldn't really close down that gap. At a point, he was really, really close, but then he just went wide into the first corner there a little bit and then had to do all of that work again. So yeah, but we've got some people joining in right now. I think we've got Failed UX with us. Hello there.
Yes, we can. Make sure your voices are unshared, by the way. Say it's always allowed. Yeah. Okay, sure.
Yep, alright, always allowed. Good.
So, yeah, so do you want to start off BLIN-MACHINE, or do you want me to start? I'll start, okay. So yeah, congratulations on your win. How did you feel in the last few laps after the safety car restart? Because it looked very tense in those last few laps.
So, yeah, I wasn't really... The safety car really actually did mess me up, because I would imagine Ricciardo was going to pit again at the start, and I had a pretty big gap, I'd say, to 3rd place. So I felt I was in a net lead, but when the safety car came out, it actually just completely ruined what I had in mind. So very intense fight, both Reynolds, I'd say, near the end. Yeah, had me on my heels.
Did you think that it was going to be smooth sailing from towards the end of the race before the safety car, or did you think that maybe you might be under pressure from, I don't know, any other driver that was going to come towards the end of that?
I felt very comfortable actually before a safety car. I really did think it was going to be smooth sailing, so...
BLIN-MACHINE, you that?
Yeah, so I actually, I mean, I just want to ask, how do you feel about, you know, winning 3 for 3 You're pretty much like undefeated right now. Like, how do you feel? Do you think you're gonna go into platinum, or do you want to stick around in this league and go for the win?
Oh, you gotta find out. See what happens, you know? 3 for 3 feels pretty amazing, doesn't it? So yeah, see what happens for tomorrow. You know?
Alright, thank you, Cage, and congratulations again.
Yeah, congrats, man. That was a great drive for you.
Pole position and race win. Not fast enough, but unfortunately, got everything. Alright, failed UX, you're up. Came up to second place after penalties applied from N9, RC7. Talk us through your race, because we didn't really talk much about your race necessarily, but you were there or thereabouts. Was there anything interesting or going on through your races after the trials and tribulations of your race?
Absolutely. Yeah, failed UX. Actually, I was gonna ask. I mean, towards the end of the race, there, it sort of looked like you were a little bit quicker than RC. Maybe you had a little bit more like tire life. Do you guys ever consider doing any sort of team orders, any sort of position switching? Do you guys even talk before the race or anything else like that?
Congratulations.
Congrats, man.
Congratulations. Good race. We come to P3 now. Ricky Ricardo, debut race, of course. How did everything go after that safety car restart? Were you kind of excited? Did you expect to get yourself a podium after all these trials and tribulations, Ricky?
Well, I think the first two safety cars worked pretty well because it obviously brought me closer to the soft runners, which would minimise their advantage. Yeah, everything just fell into place, I think, and I managed to keep it clean, avoid carnage, and yeah, a bit frustrating at the end because I kept getting dirty air in the sector one where I felt like I was quickest in the braking zone, and I just couldn't get close to these guys with the DRS. They all had DRS, and the advantage that I had was just cancelled out.
Yeah, Ricky, congratulations, man. I mean, you were past a certain point, you were pretty much my driver of the day and my pick for the win there because I was looking at you on the soft tires right in the, what was it, like last 9 laps that we had to go after the last restart. So, yeah, I mean, it definitely looked like you got some dirty air, but it also looked like you were getting really close at moments there and just had a couple of moments. But yeah, how did you feel towards the end there?
Yeah, I was struggling with it. Yeah, but I'm relatively new to the wheel, and I'm recently using no assist, so it's just keeping that concentration, and yeah, now and then I just lose that focus, and now and then a mistake comes in, but it's improving with race by race.
And what is your outlook for the rest of the season here? I mean, getting a third, getting a podium in your very first race. Where do you think you're going to end up, or where do you want to end up?
Nah, I think this was a one-off. I practiced this in another league recently, so that's the reason why I have decent pace. But there'll be plenty of races where I struggle and I'll be barely making the top 10. So it's just a case of taking the good when it's good and learning from the bad.
Well, congratulations, man. That was an amazing drive from you. Where did you start again?
It was 11th, actually. I couldn't improve on... just terrible qualifying basically.
Absolutely amazing, man. So to come back from 11th to third, a podium in your first race, congratulations again. And I'm excited to see how you're going to do in the next few rounds here.
Yeah, and
Thanks a lot.
So we have our final driver to interview is IC7 who's actually probably going to be the most interesting to talk about. Finished second on the road, but obviously penalties applied. You finished dropped down to 4th place. During that, you had lots of moments under that safety car restart. We've been talking about the safety car restart all this time, but I feel like you probably were the closest challenger to KH in the entire race. Did you honestly think that before penalties, did you honestly think that you probably could have applied more pressure to KH in there, or done anything about it, maybe switch up your strategy?
Yeah, I think the best strategy was the one that we picked. Keichin had the same one as I did, so you know, he was a bit quicker and got a bit of distance between me and him, and then we had a couple of cars in between after the first pit stop. And then the only thing that brought me back into play was the safety car. I tried to put as much pressure on as I could, but couldn't get close enough. I tried it into turn 1, a little bit of contact, but I couldn't get past him. So I think second was probably the best I was going to do, and with the penalties, I tried to get a gap, but Field and Ricky Ricardo were too close.
RC, when did you get that penalty? Because I didn't really notice it. Was it like towards the end of the race?
Yeah, I think it was just after the safety car.
Wow. So I mean, how did you feel about that?
Yeah, you know, when you get a penalty, you just have to get the head down and see what you can make of it. Silly mistakes. I went over Degner 1, and then wide at Spoon, and I can't even remember where the third one was. But when you make those mistakes, you gotta make the pace difference up, and I couldn't do it today. So.
Well, I mean, there's the rest of the season to go here, and I know, you know, your level of driving. I've raced with you in another league before as well, so I'm excited to see how you're gonna do. But yeah, I mean, great race from you either way. Congratulations on 4th place. That's a good points finish. It's gonna add to your tally. But overall, how do you feel about the season so far, and where do you trying to end up?
Yeah, I had a bit of a disaster last week with a connection issue, and I was looking forward to this week to see what I could do. So P4 is good points haul for Renault, with Field get second. So I think we just take each race as it comes and see where we're at. Things can happen in races, as you know, where it just shunts you in the pack. So we'll see where we're at.
Great. All right. So I think, Dougie, did you have any other questions for anyone?
No, I don't at the moment. That was all I needed to know, really.
All right.
It was a great race, actually. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Last 4 cars and last, fighting for the win. That was very, very intense. So, congratulations to all 4 of you for having a very great race. So.
Yeah, and thank you everybody for joining for the post-race commentary. All the podium finishers, RC in 4th as well. Thank you so much for all of your comments. Everybody who's been watching the stream so far, thank you as well for joining. Dougie, thank you so much for commentating with me here and giving me a little bit of a break from last week when I had to do everything by myself.
No worries.
And everybody, please join us tomorrow as well, because we're back here in Japan for Platinum class. Same time 8:15 EST or thereabouts. We're gonna try and get the stream going as soon as we can. But yeah, this has been TCR round 3 of Gold Class. Congratulations again to Kyochin, doing a 3 for 3 in the first 3 races of the season, winning all 3, getting pole position and the win in this one. Again, it's been an absolutely crazy race, so go back and rewatch it because we've had crashes, we've had people DNFing, we've had everything. Please subscribe to our channel, keep following the league, like, share the videos, and all that kind of great stuff. And this has been BLIN-MACHINE and Dougie here for the commentary. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you soon. We'll see you tomorrow.
Later.